Oh, hello. Wednesday night. That's unusual. Joff's on TV on a Wednesday night. Your TV. Welcome. Tonight, I've got a great little story for you actually today. I'm just in the process of trying to salvage the Crit Air France. Just before we went on the trip, you know that I was using these little like sleeve things in the windows that I tend to like use now for my little, so if I need to transfer it and stuff like that. Anyway, for some reason this one didn't do too well. The French Crit Air sticker. I did have my France Passion card in there. What else did I have in there? Oh, and a camping car park. That was in that. So we don't know if it was like the weight in the back of it, but it's gone really crinkly. So the last one I kind of like had without ordering some more is still in kind of fine condition. So we're going to abandon the... All I want to try and do is get the Crit Air back in that one. So that's what I'm in the process of just doing. So I'm just going to actually trash it. I'm going to have to... because my Crit Air is stuck in. Let's see if I can salvage this a minute. It's sort of made it a little bit, yeah. Oh, is that going to peel off? It does. It peels off because that was previously in a sleeve. Oh my goodness me, it's all going on. So now, all I've got to try and do now is get the... So I'm not going to try and get it down the bottom, I don't think. I'm just going to just dank it in the middle. Is that the bottom there? That's the bottom there. It's got like a QR code on there. But I'm going to try and get it square back in there and seal it down like that. So then it's just a case of like peeling it off and it's nice and flat. So we'll give that a whirl. That other one will go in the bin. The scissors are needed no more. Anyway, back to my little story before I carry on with one other little thing that I was in the back of my mind. So today, this afternoon, late this afternoon, about 4 o'clock, we were just having a cup of tea, excuse me, and in our canteen where I work, and there was like an old lady wandering around, and I was kind of, hello, what's anyway, so I popped my head out the door and said, oh, are you kind of okay? And she was like pointing down the side of our like kind of workshop facility, and so I proceeded to go and have a look around the corner to see what was going on. And lo and behold, there is a Bursner motorhome, German registered, parked up on the side. I'm kind of like, oh right, okay, it looks like they got trouble, let's go and have a look what they want to do. So anyway, I walked on down, and the old guy, he was like, oh, she had her translation book out, and it was actually on funeral, and I'm like, oh god. So, but it wasn't. She was after, they were after a funnel. It was a funnel they were after. It's a funeral. Anyway, so yeah, what's going on here? So he had a metal jerry can full up with diesel, and he wanted to try and get it in the motorhome. So I said, yeah, that's fine. I've got like a funnel. It's not a problem. Let's get a funnel, and we'll sort you out. So I'll proceed on to get a funnel. And anyway, when I returned, and it's a Ford Transit with a capless diesel filler on it. Anybody else come across it? Well, there's going to be quite a few people, I should imagine, have got this kind of thing now, and there's a lot of like cars using it and stuff now. And anyway, so we're like, okay, so let's try and get this funnel. It wasn't going too well with the funnel with a little spout that I had. It wasn't going well at all. I was trying to like stuff it down through, and there is a special with the Ford Transit. You're supposed to get a special little filler thing that you need to make it a lot easier. So have you got this? So a bit of translate, and a bit of a rummage around in the back, to no avail. Like and I was kind of, have you got any, like a jack or anything like that? And it was like, no, we haven't got like nothing, because it would normally be probably in the like tall plastic box that you get, like jack maybe and stuff like that, wheel brace. Anyway, no, he didn't have any of that, which was interesting because the van looked fairly fresh, to be honest. It looked fairly new. I'm going to tag in some photos as I'm telling the story. You can see it. And anyway, then, so that didn't go too well. So then we proceeded to get a little tiny plastic container that had a different spout on it, which seemed to fill a bit better. So eventually we got all his fuel from the bigger jerry can, the metal jerry can, into the plastic one, and into his motorhome. They wanted to go. We was on the edge of Dartmoor, and they were going to Princetown. Between where we were and Princetown, there was no fuel stations. And I switched. I said, "Is it okay if I just check your fuel gauge?" So before we started, how much fuel have you got? Do you need to get? You know, are you really desperate for fuel or anything? So we turned on the ignition. There was. It wasn't totally dry or anything. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't even. I don't even think the fuel light was on. So the nearest one was about probably 7 miles away. So anyway, it just wanted to get that in there, and obviously they were older people. They were trying to save a bit. She was like, it's quite expensive, the diesel in England, and so I don't know where they got, you know. So he's obviously brought some diesel with him. He wants to use it. He's desperate to use it. So anyway, eventually we got the diesel in the but it was just one of them things where I'm just sort of thinking, people with Ford Transits with that capless system, it's worth checking that you've got that little plastic spout in, because if you do get a problem where you need to decant some diesel into your vehicle, if you've got a bit of an issue or something, you're going to be stuck without that. It wasn't that easy whatsoever, and it took a long time for the plastic container just to go down a little spout into the vehicle. So that was that. I will, yeah, so there is a little diagram on the door of the diesel flap that shows you what you need. You know, it shows filling with the jet, you need this little spout. So make sure you got your little spout for your Ford Transit, and make sure you know where it is, because it's like locking wheel nuts and stuff like that. Everybody puts it in the glove box, it gets buried, it gets emptied. The next thing, the locking wheel nuts disappeared, and you can't undo your wheel nuts, stuff like that. Everybody's had that situation or come across someone with a situation like that, I'm sure. So that was that. Anyway, the kind of like moral for me of this story was the fact that you know what we've just been up to in Germany, and how many incredible people that we met on the journey, and it was a mission to pay back that hospitality. And at the end of the situation, they were very, very thankful, and she gave us and I'm like, I don't even want. She gave us some beautiful toffees in a box, and which we kind of like, she insisted you must take, you know, the toffees. They were from Hockenheim in Germany, and we were having like conversations over the Google Translate, and how we'd been past the Hockenheim ring one day, and it was like 45 degrees, something like that. It was a great situation. I literally showed her a couple of pictures. We've got a burst in a car. You've got a burst in a car, and it was all smiles, and really, really good situation. And I just love that. You know, to pay back. And I said to a couple of my colleagues, I said, literally, I just hope, you know, she's going to go back and tell her neighbour, and they're probably going to tell their neighbours and their friends that the English guy sort of, you know, done their ultimately best to try and, you know, help them out. And that's what it's all about. That is how life should be in this world. It's brilliant. And so that was absolutely made me smile. I just couldn't wait to do this vlog and tell you the story, because I was kind of like, I've been back 2 days, and this happens, and it's a burst in a motorhome. And yeah, really heartwarming story, and hope you enjoyed it. So anyway, the next little thing I'm going to do, so I've done my crit air. When we went off on the plane the other day to Spain, I got that. The Euro connector for basically when we were going in like hotel rooms and stuff like that, with the so we can plug in our plug in the back of it, 3-pin, and multi USB charging ports on the top. So I kind of like, I need to get some life out of that as well. I need to do something with that, so I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. So quite simply, up here on my little plug socket block that we've got under our camper board, I've got this one on it. It has actually got some USBs under there. It has got 2 USBs under there and a plug there. So what I'm thinking about doing, it might be actually in my face, because we've got a Euro adapter up there as well. So if we get any, so our toaster goes into that, because we bought a toaster in foreign parts, so we use that for the toaster. I'm thinking about actually swapping these over, and then I can use the triple over this side. Yeah, so I think I'm going to pull that one out of there. I'm going to put that one over there for a second. I'm going to put this one in there like that, and then I'm going to put that one back in there, and then I'm going to throw that one in there, and that is pretty good. So that sort of gives me my triple charging ports there. I'm always charging like camera batteries, stuff like that, you know what I charge. So I'm using a lot more USBs than probably the most people, but I normally throw them up on there, little battery chargers, microphones, stuff like that. So it's just going to give me an extra 3 points as well, and makes a nice little plug socket there as well. So a couple of plug sockets, perfect under the camper board. Okay, just before I go, yeah, I was actually, you know, we was talking about that incredible brandy last night. I was actually thinking about that, and thinking that experience of that crystal glass is pretty incredible. And I'm sort of just looking at my Silways. We've had these for a while now, and yeah, these are the ones I keep under that camper board. And I was actually on the website having a little peruse of the crystal ones. They're rather expensive, but we'll see what happens on the crystal glasses. So the only thing I've got to be a bit careful is the import duty. So I might have to maybe wait until I go Germany again, and if I'm indulging, but it's definitely playing on my mind. So on that note, I'm going to say good night, and I'm going to rip this video, and probably see you maybe tomorrow. If something else happens, I'll let you know. So we'll catch you then, and thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.